Ladies, gents, and everybody else, my name is Gannett,
My name is Ethan.
and this is Out the Dorm Podcast, episode
7, I believe.
7.
Episode 7.
Full week. You could listen to every episode each day for a full week and
That's
then
right.
start over, do it 50 times over. By that point, we'd have 45 extra episodes out.
Really?
Well, if you did it for a full year.
Sure.
Yeah. So,
We're back.
nothing super major today. We can talk about Alien Romulus, even though it has been out for a while. We're still going to give our opinions on it because there's like 10 of you guys, and we love all 10 of you, but there's not a lot of.
Well, we can still talk about like D23 briefly.
Oh, yeah,
just because
of course.
it's been a while. So
Right. Okay. So, what do you want to talk about first? We're going to talk about some major film news. D23 was obviously a thing a few weeks ago with just some Disney stuff. We also have some talks about the new Batman show,
Yeah.
Romulus, maybe a movie draft for Pixar movies at the end, and just like give some opinions on Pixar, maybe some hot takes, and talk about some stuff in the Discord. And answer last week's, or I guess 2 weeks ago, however long it's been, question of the week. We can start with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so last week's question of the week was if you could have any superpower, but you had to have a weakness also, what would you take? Basically, getting whatever you want, but also balancing it out. So, take it away.
Do you have an answer? Because I honestly.
For my answer?
Yeah, I didn't
didn't
even answer it.
I didn't either. I wasn't thinking, and I'm just curious to see what people say.
Let's-
I read a few on accident, but I wanted to be mostly like.
Let's go through them first, and then
Let's
we'll
do that.
We can give ours after that. We'll just think about it.
Okay, I'm looking at the Discord too, so I can see them.
Okay, so first one is teleportation, but you can only use it once a day.
That's just like it's not funny, but it's like, yeah, understandable.
Yeah. That's like incredibly useful. But yeah, like
teleportation once a day, like.
you can't fight people with that. That's more.
Oh
just
yeah,
like
you couldn't fight people, and it's like
a convenience, really.
yeah, it would just like sit, but then it's like if you like just go to the grocery store, you still have to get back. So it'd really only be good if you're just
Yeah, that is true.
like it's really only super helpful if you're traveling, like if you're going on a trip
Yeah.
where you plan on staying.
But still, though,
Unless you could like teleport a car, but then you're just like saving gas and like a little bit of time. Unless you're going like, yeah. So that one's pretty balanced. Pretty balanced.
All
right.
Okay.
Here we go.
You want to do the next one?
Oh no, you do it. I just found where we were.
Okay.
Discord's massive.
You can transform into. They edited this a little bit, but the first thing he said is you can transform into animals and other humans, but you can't ever turn into a similar state of your original self, and you have to make contact with what you change into. But you can. But once you transform into something, you can transform into that thing whenever.
Okay, so it's like a bestiary almost. Like if I encounter a squirrel, I can become a squirrel. Yeah. But like I can't become a blue whale because I've never met one. Or I can do it, but then I have to go find it.
Yeah, so you'd have to go touch a blue whale in order to become a blue whale.
You have to touch it?
Yeah. You have to make contact.
And he said a similar state. What does that mean? It's like you can't turn into another person that's same height as me.
He's saying he amended it to you can transform into something within 12 hours of touching it.
Okay, which I mean, I
guess. Then he said,
but then once you do it, you always have it.
He'll become a scuba diver and touch a whale and buy an eagle. So then you can airstrike your enemies. So you turn into a bird, fly up into the sky, turn into a whale, and just absolutely demolish.
I was like,
your
why
ops.
a whale and an eagle?
Just destroy the opposition.
That's pretty good. That is definitely a way to
I think
demolish
that's
some ops.
I'll become famous. Be able to touch a celebrity in a non-sus way, so I just be a celebrity pretty much.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so I got one. I found one. I should probably read this because I see the word slur, like the word slur, and I'm thinking I probably shouldn't read the whole thing out loud. Okay, yeah, I'm not reading that. That's pretty bad.
They talked about this entire thing for like a while.
Yeah. Okay. This one is just terrible. I can fly, but whenever I do, I break my legs. Like,
I mean, why?
I mean, I guess
you just can't land really, or like.
Well, I think it's basically like you just have to fly always and just be always in pain. Because like
you can go get it fixed because
but it takes
you're
like
still a person.
yeah, but it takes like 4 months at least, depending on the break. If it is a break and like the bone is in half, it's gonna take at least 4 months to fix.
I
So
got a
you
hack for you. Just
cut
chop
them
them
off.
off.
But then like, but what if
go.
it just like the flying just breaks? Like you have to have the broken legs. Like no legs, no flying.
Then you can like tweak a certain part of your back where you can't feel your legs, just like what happened to
Oh, that's
Professor
true.
X. And then you
Yeah,
have
that's
legs,
true.
they have pain, you just can't feel
Then
it.
you just have to
See,
be perpetually.
you gotta outthink
You
this
just
thing.
be like floating all the time. That's
It's
pretty
just
good.
fine.
That's pretty good. You basically you lose the ability to walk and run, but you can fly. That's a pretty good one.
What do you need? Why
But how
would you
fast
walk
can you
if
fly? Are we talking like 60 miles an hour, which is still great, or are we talking like several hundred miles an hour?
Fly as fast as you want. You don't have
Alright,
legs.
okay.
So I mean,
Wait, what is this one?
Okay, I
okay.
see what
He
you said
did
about the
specify.
slope.
No, I can still fly, but my legs will be jelly. So yeah, so no landing.
Yeah, you
So
just
yeah,
can't
same
walk.
thing that we just said.
You can land, but like
The ops are out. They probably can't hear that. Sirens were just going on outside, which is weird because we're in a library.
Okay, that's honestly like kind of all of them that I
Is that
see.
it?
We can get it. We can do this
Dang.
real quick. The one that I just posted like last week because there's like
Okay.
3 responses. If you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be? We can answer this. This will be quick, and we have to answer that.
I was just thinking about the other day in my nutrition class because I was thinking maybe she would ask us that and she didn't. But does this take into account like nutrients?
What do you mean?
Well, like if you only eat like a cheeseburger for the rest of your life, you're not getting like any vitamins, you'll die.
No, we'll say that you remain in like the same shape that you were.
So the food you're eating has like the nutritional value to sustain you.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I would probably take probably just ramen.
Really?
Yeah, like if it's
I
just the
guess it's
same
really
bowl of
versatile.
ramen every time,
Yeah.
that's fine.
As a
I love
base,
ramen.
and then you can add other things. into
Yeah,
it.
like so, like
Really
there's a
versatile.
restaurant I like that has like a certain ramen bowl and just like that
Mhm.
one. So all the toppings are always there.
That's good. That's a good answer. I honestly have no idea. I'd probably go with like
Cane's is pretty good too.
well, yeah, but like I'm not gonna eat chicken tenders for the rest of my life.
Yeah, but there's
like,
also
every single
fries
day.
and coleslaw and bread and a drink.
But that's like an entire restaurant. Like
I guess that's okay. So one's like
I want to say like lasagna. Lasagna is gas.
it's lasagna's it's okay. It's
meat,
like
it's meat cake.
yeah, it's meaty, but it's so heavy.
You don't have to eat all of it.
Yeah, but like even eating a little bit, like it's
Good enough.
greasy and cheesy and chunky and oh, lasagna. It's
It
okay.
doesn't have to
I'm
be.
not a
Depends
big
on its
Italian fan.
cooking.
Italian
I
food
am
is
pretty big.
pretty overrated. Like in terms of like cuisines, which there's probably like 10 I could like name and like have eaten all of them like a good amount. Like I've had like I've had like I can't even think of it. Like I'm sure there's like certain like African cuisines or like Egyptian cuisine I've never had.
Yeah, for sure.
But like Italian would be in the lower end.
Really?
Yeah, Japanese, Chinese, Thai, Mexican,
You're putting all of those above
American,
Italian.
way above, yeah.
Mexican-
Mediterranean.
That's like mostly like seafood, really, though, right?
No, it's like gyros and like kind of like salad stuff, I guess.
Oh yeah. See,
I don't know.
like
I really just know gyros.
Mine,
so like that's kind of like
Mexican's definitely on top for me, and then probably
Mexican's
like
really good.
probably American, just because there's so many different things.
Yeah, well, I mean that's just like fried foods and like burgers. Which no, it's very good. It's very good. No problem with it at all.
Italian's still up there for me though.
Yeah,
Because like I love pasta. So.
But like you would rather sushi is actually really. I might replace ramen with sushi.
I've never had sushi, and I don't. Really
You've never had.
Never going to.
It's so good.
Mm.
No, it's like
Well,
I know it does kind of sound gross, but
have you been to Fancy Sushi?
that's a restaurant.
Yeah,
I've done.
Okay, they give you like just like a basic roll sort of thing when you get there. For it's complimentary, and like I tried that the past 2 times I went there, and I just don't like it. That's like it's not even like sushi, but it's the closest thing I'll get to it, and I didn't like that. So.
All right, well, okay, well, next time, guys, go put a bunch of answers in the question of the week, and
it's on the Discord, so go join the Discord if you're seeing this.
Yeah.
Join
Or
Discord.
comment your answers down below. I guess we could probably check those too. Anyways, next D23. You want to do the news stuff?
Let's just do the Batman review because that'll be pretty quick.
Okay. You finished it. So Batman: The Caped Crusader came out. Was it James Conroy's last Batman role?
I don't know.
I heard something about
I
that.
would probably.
Which, I mean, well, he's dead.
Well then, yeah.
Well, but I don't know if it is him in it. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I don't know.
Uh,
I have no idea.
I'll fact check that real quick. I didn't finish it. I kind of forgot, but I watched. I think there's 10 episodes.
Yeah, there's 10.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw 8 of them. You want to give a ranking out of 10?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, here. What was James Conroy's last Batman film? Or I guess Batman Project. Oh, that's just okay. His name is James Conroy, right? I think I might be wrong. Okay, who voices Batman? It's something Conroy. Kevin Conroy. I'm so sorry. What was
disgracing his memory? Honestly,
yeah, clearly, and people really, really like him. Kevin Conroy's last role. No, it was Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 3. It was not the Caped Crusader. Okay, anyway, so you saw all of it.
You still going to give your rating?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I mean, I don't really think it would change based on last episodes. 3, 2, 1, 6 out of 10.
Okay.
Okay.
You want to go first? I'll go
you
first.
Go first.
Okay. So it's a really like classic Batman one. Like it's a lot of the live action stuff that we see is on a higher, like this is a street level show.
Yeah, it takes place in like the 40s.
Yeah,
or like
yeah.
the 50s.
Compared to like him fighting Superman or him fighting like when he was involved in like the Doomsday Fight or whatever.
Right.
So I think I like this better. Like I see him more
this
of
like take on Batman.
Yeah. Okay. Because I know you can do either one with it. So yeah. I think it did really good because he's fighting all these street level people, not these like Omega level.
Yeah, it's just like fist fights.
Yeah, so that was pretty good. They did a different villain every single episode.
I kind of liked that.
Yeah. Yeah, and I thought that was a good like it progressed the story, but they still like referenced past episodes.
Right. So, yeah, there was like a general plot.
Yeah, so it was really good. It was classic. It was gritty. The intro it was a really good intro. Like just it's black and white in the intro, and you just have the like suspenseful music. So that was really good. And then yeah, it just like each episode was entertaining to watch. I didn't really get tired of it at all. They did a good job like building up the villains in each episode. And even like you didn't see the end of this, but like they develop his relationship with Alfred throughout the show as well. So that's really good. And especially the last 2 episodes when they get to, I mean, I guess, yeah, you haven't seen them. So when they get to the last 2 episodes, it's a pretty good payoff for what they did with the series. So yeah, 7 out of 10 for what it was trying to, it achieved what it was trying to be for sure.
Yeah, just like we've got some budget money for it.
Yeah.
Make a little better.
Because it's not like mind blowing. It doesn't
it's change. Nothing crazy. Yeah. It doesn't.
But for what it was trying to do, it did a great job at that. So.
Yeah. I would agree with most of that. It is mildly like it's good enough to like sit down and watch and not really be super distracted. Like you could just watch it and be okay.
Yeah.
And it was never super deep or super complex. I did feel like at times, just when the plot was starting to get good, the issue was solved because they're only 20-minute episodes. So like they can't do a whole lot because a lot of it is like a lot of the episodes would also just be introducing the villain. Like half of it would be introducing the villain. 6 minutes is fighting him. Or like 5 minutes is Batman chasing him, then the villain gets beat in like 1 minute.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. But I don't think it was that like so bad that it like ruined the episode or anything.
Yeah, so I agree. The animation was also a pretty bad part of it, I would say. Like it's never inconsistent. So like there's like in older shows there'll be moments where things just look really weird. There's none of that. It all looks the same throughout. But it's just very crude.
And I was gonna say basic. The walking animation is hilarious.
Yeah, and like in the background, there's just like very basic, like which I guess is also kind of the point. Because it's supposed to be super like old stop timey.
Yeah,
but
it's just hilarious how when they're walking, they're literally just like moving the character up and down, and it's just like funny to see.
Exactly, and you can say that that's what they were trying to do for the vibe, but also it just reflects the fact that the show did not have a huge budget or huge expectations for it. I mean, it just kind of came out under the radar. And it's an Amazon Prime show, and other than The Boys and Invincible, none of their stuff is super groundbreaking.
Outstanding.
The Rings of Power, you're not.
Well, I'm gonna watch the movies before I watch that. So.
Yeah, well, the second season just is coming out.
I know.
I didn't even know about that. Someone brought it up on Twitch. So.
My dad told me about it. So.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, those are like it was nothing crazy. What
It
okay? What
was
did you
cool,
think
yeah.
about the way they changed some villains? Penguin was a woman, Harley Quinn was black, which some people and was a lesbian. Which some people would have a huge. I guess it kind of makes sense for Harley because she's all over the place.
Yeah.
Mentally like and just
I don't think that's
personality.
the first time that they've introduced that
As a
for
lesbian.
her. Yeah,
No, it's definitely not. Yeah, as soon
she's
as I
had
said that, I
other.
was like, that's kind of irrelevant. What did you think?
I have no problem with that at all. I
Yeah,
like.
I
I'm
didn't
not.
really
I
think it
like
mattered.
the penguin, like other penguin roles better than this one.
Yeah,
But
there's not a lot.
but I did, like there was no problem with it.
Yeah, I feel like with like what Penguin's character is, his gender doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it's like
He's just
you can be versatile.
they're just a
with it.
crime boss. And
It doesn't matter at all. So yeah, those.
yeah, okay, so
fine.
yeah, that's fine. I feel like some people would have an issue with that, but again, probably very little people watch the show, and I don't blame them. Like there was no marketing for it. It just like dropped.
It really was just like an extra thing. Like,
yeah, Amazon Prime again. They just like had a budget for it. They're like, let's do it, and it's out.
Which is like I'm not. It's not stupid. It's not stupid. Like
yeah, like
you could put the efforts towards something bigger, but
yeah.
when you're still working on like things like The Boys and Invincible, like I understand it. So.
Yeah. It does unfortunately continue the trend of Amazon Prime shows having bad animation. The Invincible season 2 is not great either.
Yeah.
So they better work on that. Mm-hmm. Which are they doing the Lord of the Rings the anime thing, the War of the Rohirrim? Did you hear about that?
I have no idea.
So it's like a prequel kind of, or it is a prequel, but it's a movie and it's not anime, but it's kind of in that style. I think it comes out in December. And I want to say it's Amazon Prime, which would make sense because Rings of Power is.
Is it anime or is it animated?
It's animated in an anime style.
Okay.
So kind of like Atla, but it looks a lot better. It looks really like the animation is really good, but it's like an American show coming out or movies. Okay. I thought it was a show, but no, it is a movie. D23.
Yeah, we can get into that.
Okay. Or actually, let's review Romulus since that's also a review, and we'll do two back-to-back reviews. Okay, so Romulus has been out like for a few weeks at this point, so
give or take, yeah.
Yeah, and I've seen it now twice. I saw it opening night 2 weeks ago, and then again a few days ago with you.
Yeah, I've seen it one time.
All right, so a review out of 10. 3, 2, 1, 9. 8. So I originally gave it an 8 too, but after rewatching it, I bumped it up to an 8. Yeah. What do you like? What do you dislike? What would you change?
All right. So for the folks in the Discord, you already told them this. I do not watch horror movies at all,
and I don't really either. I'm getting better at it. Like I'm watching more, but nothing crazy.
And I know this isn't like it's sci-fi horror. You can take out the horror if you wanted to. It's just like a sci-fi movie with
it's a tense
darkness to it. Yeah. So that's like why I'm giving it an 8 is because I don't like I was on the edge of my seat the entire movie, which is great, but I don't like being on the edge of my seat in that position. Like
and I get that.
It was like it's an amazing movie, but I didn't enjoy watching it just because I don't like that genre. Because I'm just like crapping my pants the entire time.
That's fair.
But that being said, that's literally the only drawback to it. We already talked about this. The one scene with the CGI.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Which at this point we can just spoil it. It's Rook, the AI, or not AI, the
artificial.
It's something with an S. Synthetic.
Synthetic.
Yeah. It's so bad for no reason. They did it. You could even show them once and it'd be bad, and that's fine. But the fact that they just kept going back to it, it's like, come on, guys.
Yeah, I don't know. It was. It's bad.
It's bad. It's unfortunate.
And like it is. No, I was gonna say it is a synthetic. It's not a real person, so maybe that's like forgiving. But
the synthetics have always been real people.
Yeah, like and
in every single movie.
And I know he's played by a real person, but
right,
they're supposed to look like real people.
And every other synthetic in all the movies, it's always an actor, and you can't tell that they're a synthetic, which is part of the plot for some of the movies, because you don't necessarily know who's a synthetic.
But when you take that out of the way, because it's not like it's just the look of his face.
It's just it's just really annoying.
When you take that out, this is an absolutely amazing movie.
Yeah.
Like the visuals in it are amazing.
Dude, it's like I feel like I haven't seen a live action movie look that good in such a long time.
Even the opening scene when the ship is coming out of cryospace or whatever, they're coming out of the cryospace chambers and all the buttons are like turning on and activating. Like that's literally the most simple thing, and it already
looks just good. Looks really good.
Like it looks realistic. Like if I'm going in a spaceship, this is what I think it would look like.
Yeah, and like on the mining plant, and like when it's got all the vehicles like rolling around,
Yes,
it
bro.
looks really, really good. And it's
That's
like,
such a
where
good
has that
sci-fi
gone?
setup. Like I don't like
Like,
honestly, it looks better than Star Wars. That's literally
yeah,
a scene out of Star Wars, and
yeah,
it looks better than Star Wars projects
one
have.
hundred percent, 100%.
And that is crazy. Like it was so good.
Yeah. So whoever the visual effects team on that, just do every
Outstanding.
other sci-fi project for the rest of time. Just do that. Just do those. Do Marvel, do Star Wars, make them all look great.
And then so other than that, very like intense scenes. The only scenes that I like didn't really like, or that it might have started to lose me on, are the scenes with like the guns in it. So like
That's exactly, yeah.
like
That,
when
that's my letterbox
we're in the
review.
elevator shaft.
Mhm.
Like it's still not a bad scene. I'm still invested in it. I'm still watching
Yeah.
it. Like holy crap, what's about to happen? But at the same time, like that is the slowest part of the movie for me.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the only time that I would say they're starting to lose me. But other than
Yeah.
that, banger.
So for me, I would agree that any scene with a gun is not a bad scene, but it definitely is a downgrade from the rest of the movie, in my opinion. Not because it's necessarily slow, but just because whenever there's a gun involved, things start happening in the movie that I just have a hard time like believing. Like they're like it just kind of happens just for the sake of the plot. I feel like, but it's just in like that middle 30 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
And it's like before and after that, it's all fantastic. That's just the only part that loses me, and it does kind of lose me hard.
Okay.
Just because it's just the solutions that get made to some of the issues, like them being able to just like float through a bunch of acid floating around, them being fine with that.
I don't know. That was like the biggest thing that I like. If anything in the movie is ridiculous, that like I understand it's sci-fi, it's not supposed to be real. But if anything in the movie is ridiculous, it's that they literally just parkoured around a room full of floating acid.
Exactly. There is also the elevator, how that door was like wire. Yeah, like how he pulled it down, and like you could clearly like put your hand through that. Mm-hmm. So they closed that door, and like they're getting chased by facehuggers, I think, and the facehuggers just stop.
Yeah, I know.
And they don't go through the door.
I was waiting for that to happen when I was watching.
Me too. Both times I was like,
they show them right. Well, they do go back to it when it's holding her in the shaft, and like Andy's holding up the elevator and then lets it go because a facehugger is about to jump on her face.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like they did eventually get through it, but it's weird that like
in the original chase, you would think that they would keep going just because the xenomorphs can't get through, they still can.
Exactly. And like when I watched it the first time, I was like, that's weird. And I was like going into the second time, I was like, maybe I just like didn't understand something. Like maybe it was like a wall, but no, it's literally just like a fence. Facehuggers easily could have gone through it. Don't know why they did.
It was metal, but there's big.
Yeah, it's like big room things like this, and those things are like maybe this big. So, anyways,
but those are literally just like tiny things. It doesn't affect the plot deeply.
Yeah, no, exactly, and that's what I'm saying. It's only that like middle 30 minutes. The ending is spectacular.
The third act is amazing.
Third act so freaking good.
Like, you might have gotten lost in that harder than I did. Like it didn't lose me. It just started slowing down for me a little bit, and then they come right back with the third act, and it's so good. Like it gets you right back into it. That being said, it's the most horrifying thing I've seen.
Oh my gosh, dude! When I saw the thing for the first time, when it's like in the shaft,
you can attest to.
Oh yeah, no, I was the same way the first time because I knew it was coming. The second time, the first time, I almost just died.
That was the most the most disturbing thing that I can remember witnessing in a long time.
Yeah, and the way it's just sitting there and it's just silent.
So
the sound design of this movie is like unparalleled.
It's so good.
It's so good. Like and we watched it in IMAX. I've seen it in IMAX both times, and it is incredible. But anyways, yeah, that thing is horrifying. Like Slenderman, Skinwalker, whatever, night paralysis demon.
Like I don't even like thinking about it.
It's terrifying.
So yeah, this is my first Alien movie. I'm not gonna watch the other ones just because I'm a wuss. That's fine. I don't care.
I've seen all of them, and I love pretty much all of them.
Is this your favorite out of all of them?
No. I like Alien and Aliens more.
Better.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
And I like Prometheus and Covenant a lot, but I would still probably put Romulus above them.
Okay.
So I would say it's Aliens, Alien, Romulus, Covenant, Prometheus. I haven't seen Prometheus in a while. I did rewatch Covenant recently, and then Alien 3, and then Alien Resurrection, which are the two that aren't very good at all, which most people would agree.
For me, it's Romulus. So moving on from that.
D23?
Yeah. Was there anything else that we're going to say about that? I don't think so. I think that's good.
Oh, I will specify. So yeah, I am talking kind of like that 30 minutes really brings it down a lot for me. But I still gave it a 9 out of 10, which is a lot, which people would have an issue with. But the parts of the movie that I love so
The
much.
highs are lower.
The
than
highs
lows.
are so high.
Yeah.
Like when I'm into the movie, I am so into the movie. And yeah, there are parts where I do get bored and like do kind of be like, okay, this should not be happening. But just for the rest of the movie, it's just incredible. So that's why I'm still giving it a 9, even though I do have that
and the
issue.
character development for
Yeah.
like Andy is by far my favorite character. in
Andy
this,
knocks it out of the freaking
because
park.
the acting is amazing.
The acting is he has one line where that's bad.
What is it?
He says like "Get away from her, you bitch," or something like that. And it's like,
Well,
and
that's
it's
when he's
supposed to be
back
kind
to-
of like corny.
But that's when he's back to Andy. That's why they did that, because they took out his module.
Yeah,
and
I guess, but it's still
that's how
it
he's
was
supposed to be. Like
I didn't like it.
I
It's-
I
it's
don't have a
icky.
problem with
It's
that. That fits his character to me. But yeah, when they put the other module in and he's
Yeah,
doing
and then
all
he's
this like
completely
cool
different.
stuff, like he's so cold.
Yeah, exactly.
And then like they take it out. I still like I love both versions of him.
I would say that that line just doesn't it fits his character, but the moment it's just too cliche.
Yeah, I understand that, but like
Yeah, it just felt like a "he's right behind me, isn't he" kind of line.
I think that's fitting for him. So I don't have a problem with that at all. But
so yeah, Alien Romulus, one of the best movies of the year.
Yeah,
very good. All right, D23. So I didn't write any of the news down, but I remember some of it.
I remember most of it. I would say. So we have Moana 2. We got the official trailer for that. Did you watch that?
No, I've just seen the trailer that's been in theaters, so, which is like I wouldn't call it like a teaser, but I didn't know
it was the official.
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to
that's
Moana
what it was titled as when I saw. So yeah, it's just a sequel to the first one. There.
Yeah. What do you think about the first one?
I like it. It's not my favorite Disney movie, but it's a good movie still.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
I'm
excited for the sequel.
I know You're Welcome word for word, and I sing that with my girlfriend all the time.
Yeah, I remember you were singing that at one point. Yeah. It's a good song. Yeah, no, it's a good movie.
I don't think the second one's going to be better than the first one, but
probably not.
But I still think
I'm curious to see what the plot is, because I feel like it might be kind of just a copy.
I feel like it's going to be the same thing over again.
Yeah, which obviously
it is just her teaming up with Maui again.
Yeah,
and it's a new
and going
it's
on
a
a
new
boat
threat.
adventure.
We'll see what that is.
Yeah, but Pua is now with them.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Thunderbolts.
Yeah. First look at that. It was just a short little scene, and them coming out of an elevator.
I think so. Yeah.
I think it looks good. I don't know anything about like the comic stories of the Thunderbolts, but I like I love Bucky. I think Yelena's a pretty good character. Who else is it? Zumo, Agent,
who's Zumo?
US
Agent. Oh, Zumo. Yeah. Wait, Zemo?
Zemo. My bad. That's my
bad. The ghost from Quantum, not Quantum, like Ant-Man and the Wasp. She's fine.
US Agent.
Yeah, and I mean, Black Widow's dad is there too, right?
Yeah.
And Taskmaster.
And Taskmaster. Well, they weren't in the thing, were they? They weren't in that.
I'm pretty sure they're in the movie.
I think they're in the movie, but they weren't in the scene.
Maybe not. Yeah.
But Red Guardian is with them as well. David Harbour, amazing actor. If I had to revise my top 5 actors list,
he'd be in there.
Maybe.
Someone sneezed.
Let's see. Okay, so that was pretty much all. It was just a single scene.
Yeah, I don't have any expectations. I will watch it. Mm-hmm. Don't really care super strong about it. It's just like I'm just gonna watch it and hopefully it's good.
If it's good, it's gonna match like Shang-Chi, because I'm a big Shang-Chi supporter.
I think at its peak it's gonna be on par with Shang-Chi.
Yeah,
which is a pretty solid movie in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay. After that, Incredibles 3 announcement, we didn't get any.
I didn't even know about that. Interesting.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I heard about that.
Yeah, so they announced Incredibles 3. They didn't give us any.
Oh wait, yes, I did. I remember the escape pod talking about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
They didn't give us any they didn't give us
details
of
anything.
Whatever.
Right.
No
just
plot,
saying.
no characters, anything. Just the logo. Incredibles 3. I'm excited for it. Incredibles 1 is definitely top 5 Pixar movies for me.
Okay.
Incredibles 2 is so far off that list for me.
Really?
I didn't hate it, but it's I think the first one is way better than the second one.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I like Incredibles 1 a lot, and I feel like if I were to rewatch it, I'd be like, wow, okay, this is really good. But just when I was a kid and watching all the other Pixar movies, Incredibles was just not one of my favorites. Really? There were a lot that I liked a lot more.
I loved that movie as a kid, and this is with Inside Out, or I said Inside Out 2 grew with its audience. So
Yes.
like you release Inside Out 1 and you're like 12 years old, and then you release
Inside Out 2 and
Inside
you're
Out
like
2
17.
and you're like
17 to
17.
19,
That's how
whatever.
like the movie compared with that.
Yeah.
Incredibles 1, you're however old when you watch it. Incredibles 2, you're still however old when you watch it, is how I felt. Like it didn't like grow with the audience really.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's fair. I'm sure it will be pretty good.
Yeah, I still think it'll
like
be
at
good.
least like a 3 out of 5.
I'm really curious to see what they do. Like I want to know if they're going to do like an age gap at all, so that they're older. Because if they're older, they're obviously going to be cooler. Like Dash, where like with more control over his powers, is
Exactly.
just like.
I don't think they will. Like I feel like it'll still be kind of the same. Like they might be like a little bit older, but I think it'll mostly be just the same thing because Disney is just so bad about taking risks.
Yeah. I wish they would do an age gap, but I also don't think they're going to.
Yeah. Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
Did we see Stitch?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. I honestly haven't even seen him.
Look it up real quick because it looks good. The only thing that they show is him. They show Lilo and Stitch as like a banner, and then he just jumps right through the middle of it,
Gotcha.
and says something controversial.
Probably.
It's really funny. I think he looks amazing. Like I don't think we know any of the other casting for like the actual people in the movie, but I think that like Stitch's entire design just looks really good.
Yeah,
because you can mess that up just like they did with Sonic originally. You can mess 100%. That up, but I think it looks good.
I always forget about Lilo and Stitch as a movie, and it is probably like it honestly probably deserves to be in some of my favorite movies of all time.
I've only seen it once.
I think I've probably only seen it twice. Once when I was really little, and once like maybe 5 years ago. But I love his character. Like he's just a furry, angry little blue thing that's got 4 arms and is hilarious.
Yeah.
So like I just love that movie, and I hope that this is good.
Mm-hmm. I think
and it does look really good. Like looking at this, yeah, he looks good. He looks like he should.
As far as like live action remakes that we've gotten so far, I think this will be one of, if not the best.
Yeah, I think it will be too. Because there hasn't been a ton. Mostly are princess
like
movies.
Aladdin, Lion King.
Yeah, and then just a bunch of princess movies.
Yeah,
that's about it. Yeah, I think it definitely has the potential to be the best. Which I haven't seen many of the live action remakes. I didn't see Aladdin. I might have seen the Beauty and the Beast movie that like came out with Emma Watson.
I haven't seen any Beauty. I haven't seen the animated or the live action.
I saw the animated one when I was a kid. Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Which some people would find preposterous, but I'm a guy and it's a princess movie. So what do you want from me?
Keeping on that track, we have Snow White.
Oh yeah, what was said about that? Yeah, was there anything else? I felt like there was something controversial.
Oh, so I didn't see this, but they talked about it on the Escape Pod. Apparently the dwarves the 7 dwarves look terrible.
Okay.
So I didn't see it, but they said it looks like Play-Doh or something.
Oh, wait, no, they were kidding about that. He said it was Play-Doh, but then he said he was kidding. Hold on, let me look. Dwarves.
Well, no. I'm not saying like it is, but he said it looked like it was. Like that's how bad that they look. So I mean, I haven't seen the original Snow White that I can remember either.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Again, it's a princess movie. Like I personally just don't have interest in that at all. But I mean, I'm sure
maybe it's this, in which case they do look pretty bad. It's pretty weird.
This doesn't look very good.
It's just like really, really weird looking. I wonder if that's real or not. I don't know.
Does it look like CGI?
Yeah, no, it looks like. I mean, yeah, it is CGI to a certain extent.
But yeah, they could just use like short people.
Yeah, exactly. Like the Lord of the Rings movies always did, when they have like hundreds of dwarf characters. Yeah, no, that's them, because that's her. Yeah, that looks absolutely miserable.
That looks bad.
Oh, it's so bad. Oh gosh.
Okay.
Anyways,
that's not important. Like if I see that,
yeah, I don't care.
I'll see it. Whatever. There's other big stuff that we're missing.
This isn't D23, but James Spader is returning as Ultron for the Vision series.
Fantastic,
absolutely incredible choice. Ultron is. Oh, he's so good. He's so good, and James Spader for the voice is
exactly. James Spader is such a good. He's a good actor, but like ignoring that, such a good voice actor. Just for Ultron is so good.
It's so good.
I can't think of a person that I would rather have as a voice actor for Ultron other than him.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it's so menacing. timing that he
It's
has
so
with
condescending.
yeah,
Is
it's
the big
it's
thing.
condescending for
Yeah.
sure. Just his timing and his delivery with the line is amazing. Like I don't think it could get better than that, honestly.
Yeah. I don't know how anyone can look down on Age of Ultron as a movie. Like I've watched it multiple
I
times.
think it's underrated for
I think it's
sure.
absolutely underrated. I think it's just over. I don't think necessarily think it's underrated. I think it's just overhated too. Like people crap on
Yeah,
it a lot, and it's like there's so many good parts of that movie. Anyways, I'm getting off track, but Ultron in that movie is so easily to highlight. And I think when we did our villains draft, he was my number one. I don't think it
I
was Thanos.
yeah, you took Ultron, so I took Thanos. I was
Yeah,
going to take Ultron.
right. Because I mean, he's just so
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, so good.
So that's great that he's coming back. He's an amazing actor, and he's in The Office, so he gets bonus points because that
Exactly,
show is
Robert
peak.
California.
Um, and so I'm interested to see like so we're getting Ultron back. I'm assuming unless he's coming back as someone else.
I mean, no. It said that he'll be Ultron.
Okay,
Yeah, so it is going to be Ultron
Secret
somehow.
Secret Wars,
Maybe it's just like Vision having like flashbacks, or like
or
he's
for the
got
Vision
like an imaginary
for the Vision
thing.
show. Yeah, it could be that.
Well, no, he is going to be in a Vision show.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, no,
I
it's
knew
it's
that
confirmed
already.
that
I
that's
don't
what he's
know
coming back
why.
in,
Okay.
and it's going to be in like 2026. So it is going to be a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see how they fit that in.
Two other things that are not D23.
Okay.
Did you see the thing like they've leaked pictures of him for the Fantastic Four movie? Have you seen those?
Who?
The Thing.
Oh,
They've leaked the pictures of it.
Yeah, I did. I thought you were talking about the movie, The Thing, the horror movie, and I was like, why are they remaking that? But yeah,
yeah. So
fun.
there's like a couple there's like one or two leaks for the Thing's cost or fit for that. So that we've seen the suit already. The suit looks really good, and then his actual costume itself, I think it looks pretty. It's comic accurate, I'd say.
Yeah,
it's better than like the 2012 version or whatever.
The Fan 4 stick.
Yeah,
and it's terrible.
So I think it looks pretty good. It looks comic accurate, but it's like not a lot. It's not.
So you know the suit of that Joseph Quinn was in, the blue and the white.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about it?
I don't like it as much as like I like I need to see a picture of it again. I think I like the Multiverse of Madness, like Mr. Fantastic.
The blue and black.
Yeah, I think I like that one more. But that's supposed to be modern. This is in the 70s or 60s.
I honestly don't know. I haven't heard a whole lot about this movie, to be honest.
I think it takes place in the 60s, I believe is what it was.
Yeah, like this image, that image with the white, that's honestly like one of the most ugly and horrifying things I've ever seen in my life.
Yes.
Like I think it's absolutely atrocious.
But for the timing that this movie is going to take place in, I think that it's realistic in terms
I don't even like
of the universe.
Like looking at this is ugly. Like nothing. I love Joseph Quinn. I haven't even seen him in that many things, but the stuff I've seen him in, he's really good.
I think that's
is just absolutely.
I think that's the worst suit that we've gotten for Fantastic Four. Definitely.
I think so. I even think the Fan 4 stick ones are better. That are like much just like darker and just like a more monochromatic.
Yeah. So I think those are the worst. But for the time period that the movie's supposed to take place in, I think that's fitting, and I think it looks good for that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
there's not much to it. It's supposed to be pretty simple, though.
Yeah, but it's like you could be simple and not have ugly blue square in the middle of the torso. It just looks.
I understand that. I don't think it looks great, but I don't hate it at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Okay, fair. Okay.
Other than that, D23, we got the Star Wars the Skeleton Crew trailer.
Oh yeah. Jude Law.
Yeah. So
wait, that's what I'm thinking of, right? Yeah. Yeah, the one with like the suburbs.
Yeah. That's it. So it's Goonies, but in Star Wars, is what people are saying. I didn't like the Goonies movie when I was little.
I like the Goonies.
So I haven't watched it in a long time.
It's kind of freaky.
Yeah.
It's one of those '90s kids movies.
I saw it when I was little, so I was like,
yeah, it's kind of scary.
I think this will. I'm not excited for it.
I'm excited for it. I'm very excited.
I think it's cool. Like we're seeing the suburbs in Star Wars. Like that's crazy.
A funny concept.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like it in terms of like the plot and stuff. Like, really, it's just a bunch of kids exploring space, and I don't see it being as interesting as I've seen people are saying it's going to be.
Yeah, I think generally people aren't necessarily looking forward to it because Star Wars fans just don't like Star Wars. But whenever any new Star Wars project gets announced, I get really excited. And like for the Acolyte, I was really looking forward to it, and I liked the
You
Acolyte.
should have been. It's
yeah,
it's a completely new thing that we have.
and for this, I'm really looking forward to it because it's
they're like adding me in the Discord like crazy right now.
oh boy, because this is a new Star Wars project, and I love Star Wars, so I want more Star Wars, even if it's a weird concept. Like I don't care, even if it's just like not related to the main story at all, and there's no Force users. It's just people who happen to exist in the Star Wars universe. Bring it on. I want that. I like that.
We're going to be recasting the original 6 Avengers with entirely new actors. We each have our list here.
My list was made by ChatGPT because I forgot, and so this isn't necessarily my opinion, but I actually kind of like the ones that it gave me. So we're gonna see what y'all think. Let us know in the comments. Here we go. For Iron Man, who do you have?
I did 2 people for each, except for Black Widow and Hawkeye because I ran out of time.
Okay.
So for an Iron Man, I put Johnny Depp.
Okay.
I'm thinking like younger Johnny Depp.
Yeah. Okay.
Or Orlando Bloom. You know who that is?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Legolas, Will Turner. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like either of those.
Really?
They can look it, but I don't think they could act it. Johnny Depp could. I feel like could act like a very young, like almost just like a Tony Stark, like not an Iron Man.
Well, I mean, I understand. Yes, because I'd say he can portray the cockiness, like
the cockiness and like the snobbiness and like rich boy,
joking around and stuff like that. So definitely Tony Stark. He could play a better Tony Stark than Iron Man. Just like Robert Pattinson plays a good Batman, not as great of a Bruce Wayne.
Right, but so I'd say the opposite. I wouldn't necessarily give that to you because the Bruce Wayne that they've created is very much like works for him. It's just a different Bruce Wayne than like the Cape Crusader or the Dark Knight trilogy.
Yeah. I don't know. I think he would play a good Tony Stark, and I think he could play a good enough
Iron but he's Man, just like Johnny Depp is so.
Wait, one thing I want to say
he's
is that
not bold enough.
I think besides Mark Ruffalo, I don't have anything against Mark Ruffalo. I think he did great. But besides Mark Ruffalo, I think those, like from the research that I was doing, I think that's the best casting that they could have done.
No, I agree. And Mark Ruffalo, yes, would be the only one I would potentially change.
But he still did great.
Yeah.
So yeah, when you're comparing it to Robert Downey Jr., it's not going to look nearly as good.
Yeah.
And I definitely give it to you that Johnny Depp would not play a great Iron Man, but Tony Stark, I think he would do a really great job.
Okay.
Orlando
Even
Bloom,
though they are more or less just the same thing. Because like there's no like split identity. Similar. Like there's a Batman.
That's why I said him as Iron Man because like he really is Tony Stark in a suit. So it's like with Batman it's different because he has to fool people of his identity and stuff like that. So.
I feel like if Tony Stark wasn't Iron Man, like before Tony Stark was Iron Man, I think he could do that. But as Iron Man, as a person of
like I can't imagine Johnny Depp in the Snap scene. Like I can't imagine that. Yeah.
No. I have, or ChatGPT said John David Washington, which is a black guy. So I think I think that's a good pick. A lot of people are going to have an issue with the race switch, but I like John David Washington.
It wouldn't make sense to do a race switch, but I still don't have a problem with it because it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think it's totally fine, and I think John David Washington could do a pretty good job. That's one of my lower picks of the ones that ChatGPT gave, but I think it's not bad.
Yeah.
Have you seen him in anything?
He's in the Tenet. I've seen.
He's in Tenet. He's in Black Klansman.
And Inception.
He's in Inception.
Hmm? I don't really remember what exactly.
I feel like I vaguely remember
He's in Rogue One.
Wait, who? What? We're thinking of the guy in Tenet, right?
Yeah.
And the main guy. Who is he in Rogue One?
Oh, he plays a background character.
Oh, well, that's normal for Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like clone troopers and stormtroopers will be played like just in the suit. They have no lines.
Yeah,
just like Daniel Craig is in The Force Awakens.
He literally just plays a random rebel.
Gotcha. Oh, okay. Well,
but I was just looking at his roles in movies and it said Rogue One. I was like, what?
Yeah, he's not bad. I think it's a pretty good pick. Could be better, but I think it'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Captain America.
Scott Eastwood. You know who that is?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
You can look up a picture.
What's he in? Okay,
or Alan Richardson. And he is Reacher.
Oh yes,
That's the only
thank
thing
you.
I know him for.
Yes. Who is this guy? Scott
Um,
Eastwood. He's Clint
Scott.
Eastwood's son.
Yeah. I see. That's
Oh, he's in
how I
like a
know him.
bunch of yeah.
Um,
I mean, I don't know anything really about him. He's in a bunch of like
so when you look at
A
his
tier
face, you could
action.
say that like he can resemble Captain America, and
Yeah,
then like he's a movie actor, so he can build up the body that he would need for.
yeah. I think the Reacher guy is much better though,
Um,
and I think it's
I'd
better than
say
mine too.
okay.
Mine's gonna be kind of funny.
So a lot of people, or well, it's kind of like half and half from what I saw when I was researching this. A lot of people like Alan Richardson for that role. A lot of people don't.
For Reacher?
Yeah, no, for
For
Captain
Cap?
America.
Oh, okay.
He has the build for it. Maybe a
Definitely. He's
little
huge.
more like blocky than Cap would
He's
be,
pretty blocky.
but still, that's not like a problem. Like,
Yeah.
he's buff. Like,
Do you think he'd be a good
huge.
Batman? Because
I
for a
know.
while he was really talking about how he
I
wants
know.
to be Batman.
I mean, I can see it, but there's other people I'd rather see.
I honestly and I haven't even watched Reacher. I don't think I've even seen any movies with this guy
I've
in
seen
it.
the
Oh
first
no,
season.
I saw the season or History of Ungentlemanly Warfare, or Gentlemanly Warfare, and he's in that. I think he'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
I think like his appeal. I think he's very similar to Ben Affleck. He'd just be bigger.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah.
In terms of Cap's personality, I don't know how great the acting would be, but I think he could still get it done and be just fine.
Yeah. Glenn Powell.
Mm,
He's got the looks,
yes,
but his just character type is
I don't like
much
it,
more
yeah.
closer to Tony Stark
Yeah,
than it is to Captain America.
especially in
It's
like
just
Top Gun,
yeah,
Maverick,
yeah,
like,
and Twisters, and
yeah,
the only
and
other movie I know
Twisters
him
was
from
cool.
is The Dark Knight Rises, and he's like in it for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, so you just like
He's just the very like full of himself kind of guy.
yeah,
Yeah. He's
and
like
he does great at that.
he's
role,
tall, he's blonde, he's like good looking. He's just like kind of just looks
like when
Steve
the
Rogers.
the main scene that I was thinking when I was like trying to put people in this scene is in the first Avengers movie, not the first Avenger but Avengers 1,
Yeah.
where they're in the helicarrier and Cap's like, you might not be a threat, but you better stop pretending to be a hero. He's saying this to Tony.
Yeah.
And like I can't imagine Glenn Powell like in that scene because that's an intense scene. They're like they might fight right here. I can't imagine Glenn Powell being like that or anything. Like,
yeah, it'd be
or just
funny.
like any of the Civil War scenes. Like Cap's just too serious. I think he's got that like. I'm like I still
no, I agree.
I still like him, but he just has that like smug smile, sort of. That just like
yeah, he's just always like
no.
Yeah. All right, Hulk.
I want to add someone. I'm going to say 3 people for this.
Okay.
Penn Badgley.
No idea.
You should know who he is once you see him.
What's he in?
I don't know.
Oh, he's freaking You. He's the guy in You.
What's You?
The show.
What's that?
The show about like the stalker.
I never watched that.
Well, I haven't either. It's a really really popular Netflix show about a guy who like stalks a woman, and it's like people really like it, but it's also like kind of controversial that like the main character is like an absolutely awful person.
Yeah,
that is his biggest role by
far. And then I put
Hulk, maybe.
I put Ed Norton on there.
That would be my pick. Yeah. Also, Glenn Powell again is a ChatGPT pick. These are my picks.
Yeah. And then the one that I don't.
Edward Norton, I would put over Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, I would
absolutely love Mark. I would love Edward Norton.
The third that I want to put in there, which the reason I thought about this when I made the list and then I didn't do it, but I just thinking about it now, I love it. Is Oscar Isaac, because he plays Moon Knight.
No, I know who it is. I'm just thinking about it. I'm just thinking of him in the role. I very well know who that is.
He plays Moon Knight already.
He can be he's very dynamic. He can be very timid. He can also be very confident. Like he's just a really good actor.
He plays 3 different people in Moon Knight. He can properly display Hulk's emotions of like always being mad or whatever. Just like his like not blandness, but like he doesn't come across with like
he's just like
he's kind of flat.
Timid-y.
You would say.
Yeah, he's timid.
I think Oscar Isaac can play that role like amazingly, and he's hot.
He's a good looking guy.
So yeah, I want to throw that in there.
I've got Daniel Kaluuya.
Yeah.
Really, you do like that? ChatGPT picked Daniel Kaluuya again. Race change, but again, Daniel Kaluuya is one of the most incredible actors.
Yeah,
I just can't, I think he'd be a decent Bruce Banner,
I like
but I
Ed
can't
Norton
imagine him
and
going
Oscar.
like
I
and
know.
like getting big
Yeah,
because
no.
he's just always he's a very serious actor.
Yeah.
Um,
I like Ed Norton and Oscar Isaac a lot more than that.
I like Ed Norton definitely more. Oscar Isaac more, but not crazy.
You don't like that a lot?
I don't love it a lot.
I like
I
it.
think it's okay.
I like it. I can see it because like I don't know. I just like it.
Yeah. Okay. Black Widow.
So I only put one for this.
Same.
We skipped Thor. Are you like?
I don't know. He's at the end.
Okay. Ivana Sakno. I don't know how to say her last name.
What's she in?
I don't know. This was
You know nothing.
This was like I honestly looked for a while. I couldn't find anyone that I liked for
Ivana what?
Ivana Sakno. Sakhno.
Sock no. Okay.
Oh, she plays the. Did you watch Ahsoka?
Yeah. Wait. Yes. She's the other girl.
Yeah.
Or not the other girl. She's the other Seth.
The white-haired girl. I don't remember her name.
No, I think it's okay. It's all right. I've got Ana de Armas. This is you thinking about the role or thinking about who she is?
Thinking about the role. Okay.
It's all right. Again, ChatGPT. I just want to make that completely clear. This is what ChatGPT recasted the original Six Avengers as.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's okay.
It was just like this is the specifically like that and Iron Man, like recasting these people are so like
it's hard.
It's hard. So good. It's just like playing this role.
Also, I wanna just put this hot take out there, but Scarlett Johansson is not that pretty.
Yeah.
Like she's there. Ana de Armas is a much more attractive person.
I'm not gonna say attractive, but I'm gonna say but like in terms of like objectively pretty, I would say Ana de Armas is more pretty than her, but Scarlett Johansson's still a very beautiful lady. Like
I don't know, I don't see the hype.
Really?
No.
Each his own.
Hawkeye.
This is another one. I honestly just couldn't find someone that.
Yeah.
This one just popped into my mind, but I don't like it. The one that just popped into my mind is John Krasinski, but I don't like it.
No, I don't like it. I see the idea, but I don't like it.
I put down Jensen Ackles is because that's just the most popular one that I saw.
Who's that? There we go. What's he in? How do you spell it? Just like half of this segment is just us Googling these people.
Oh, he plays Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy.
Oh. Nah.
No.
Nah.
I couldn't find anyone.
I looked for Taron Egerton.
No idea who that is.
Have you seen Kingsman?
No, just clips.
He's the main guy.
I don't know which one.
Have you seen Rocket Man?
No.
Have you seen?
Okay, yeah. He plays Eggsy or whoever.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good pick. ChatGPT picked that. Pretty good. All right, let's keep moving. Thor. This one is my most interesting one. I like this. This is my favorite one.
Okay.
But you go first.
No, you go ahead and go first.
No, because you've been going first the entire time.
Okay, so kind of a cheap one is.
You're not taking like Liam Hemsworth, are you?
No.
Okay.
Liam Hemsworth was the other one that I put. And then I have to go back and look at who I did for the other. Oh, Sam Hugan.
Who's that?
What's
he in? See, ChatGPT just picked very like ultra celebrities.
Yeah, I know. I didn't want to do that because
I didn't take the time to do it at all. So this is just
I don't think I've seen. Let me look it up.
Sam Hugan. Mine is Alexander Skarsgård.
Okay, he would have been the next one on my list.
Oh, really? He's menacing. He's like,
I know.
He plays the serious Thor. Like he could not do any of the comics, the funny stuff.
But like, look at that. Like, I can imagine his face.
He's got the blue eyes, the pierced. Yeah.
Maybe not this.
Now what about like, Owen Wilson?
No.
I'm kidding. Obviously. Wow.
I was gonna say like.
I like Alexander Skarsgård a lot.
I had him on my list. And then I was like,
I've only seen him in The Northman. Which, have you seen that? He's a Viking.
That's
from
what I've seen.
Yeah, and he is just like brutal. Like he like. They have this game in that. I love that movie. There's this game in the movie that's like basically football and rugby, but instead of a ball, it's just a rock, and it's like this big, and you can use it as a weapon. And he's really good at it, which means he just throws it at people and just like decapitates them with the rock.
That's awesome.
So he's just like he's holding it, like running to like the touchdown, and then he just like lunges the rock at somebody, and the dude's just like dead on the spot. So the brutality of Thor
he
could work.
Yeah.
He just doesn't like
when you put him in Ragnarok, like because they
yeah,
try
or just when you make him like more of a like dynamic personality.
Love
and
again, they put him in these funny positions. Like,
I just haven't seen him. I haven't seen Alexander Skarsgård in like very like different roles. Because in the Northman, he's just like a very
in Avengers 1
personality.
In Avengers 1, that would be awesome.
Or Thor, just Thor.
Or Thor,
very much so.
That would be great because that's like what he was like when he still had the long hair.
Yeah, just the simple, just like just like soldier kind of mindset.
Yeah, warrior.
Yeah.
So that's all of them.
I still think that Owen Wilson could fit into any role.
I think you're stupid.
Mm-hmm. Let me know down below how badly you want Owen Wilson to play any of the Avengers.
If you say like yes to any of those, you're wrong.
I think he'd make a fantastic. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways,
if I could cast him as any of them, that's probably the one that I would put him as.
I think he'd be a good Hawkeye. Anyways, that's the end of the episode. Thank you so much for watching. What?
Let's do a couple hot takes real quick.
Oh, okay. All right.
Just quick.
Real quick. Interstellar's not that good. Babylon's not that good. Or actually, Babylon's miserable. Bones and All is miserable. These are just like movie stuff in general.
Well, I'm not saying this for clippability. These are things that I like actually like. I just have two of them right now.
Go.
Soul is the most underrated Pixar movie.
I wouldn't say that's a hot take. People really, really like that movie.
A lot of people would put it in the middle of the pack, like especially when
I've only heard people like put it really, really high.
It's in my top 5, maybe it might be my 3rd favorite.
Okay.
Harry Potter is my favorite series to rewatch.
Okay.
Like it's not
well, then there comes one of my biggest hot takes is that Harry Potter is not that good.
Compared to what I've seen recently, that's not a hot take. That's actually a pretty common take.
Yeah, well, it's just that everyone's like dogpiling J.K. Rowling, but
well, I don't care about J.K. Rowling.
I'm saying the story I've never been a fan of. Like, all right, that I can't say that. I did read all the books when I was like 10.
Yeah,
it's like I was a child and I read all of them, and again, like I was a child, so like I'm just reading it and I'm reading and I just keep going because I've just read the previous ones. But watching the movies and like thinking back on it, it was just never that. Like I was never that impressed. Like there's just better fantasy.
It's more so just like comfort for me, but like I could rewatch these movies over and over and over again and never get tired of it, which I have done multiple times in the past year.
I've seen clips from the movies and I've just been like, this looks so like not good. And I don't know, like that.
I'm definitely not saying it's the best at all.
No, I know, but I just there's just scenes that just feel so.
It's intense when it needs to be intense, and then it just has like. And the feelings that like it's going for this, like it just brings like a warmth. Like literally going to sit on the couch in fall and watching the Harry Potter movies, I cannot think of a better feeling right now.
I typically hate teen movies. It's mostly series. Like if it's a one movie that's about like high schoolers, that's normally fine, except for the exception of Dazed and Confused. Which have you seen that movie? Mm-hmm. It's absolutely terrible. Mm-hmm. One of the worst movies of all time. Hate it. People love it. Anyways, like Stranger Things, Outer Banks, just dramas with teens.
You don't like Stranger Things?
I do not like Stranger Things.
Are you serious?
We haven't talked about that?
No, we haven't talked about
I don't like Stranger Things at all. I saw the whole, and don't even give me like I didn't try it out. I watched the entire first season and parts of season 2. Never got into it.
How?
I don't like teenagers. They're so freaking bratty.
You are a teenager. You're bratty.
Well, not anymore. I'm getting out of it, and it's just like that setting of it's really just high school. Like
especially season 1 of Stranger Things is so good.
Okay, you don't even like horror, and it's pretty freaky.
I know.
Pretty like body horror at times too.
I know it is. I don't like those scenes, and I still love the show.
No, it's too goofy. It's too soap opera-y.
That's insane.
Soap opera. That's what it's called. Soap.
Yeah, I'm surprised that we haven't talked about that.
Yeah, no, me too.
Stranger
I don't care for it at all.
1.
I don't care for it at all.
Okay.
So
We
yeah,
can
any
do
like
these really quickly. Don't
teen
even
drama stuff.
don't explain. Just say what
Okay.
movie are you most excited for the rest of this year?
Nosferatu.
Okay, mine is Transformers One.
That's up there.
What
Nosferatu is going to bang.
what's your favorite movie so far this year?
Dune 2.
Okay.
Easy pick. My
I
favorite is still Dune 2, but second is Kneecap.
okay.
Bang. It's not the second best of the year, but it's my second favorite.
I think I had an answer, and I honestly don't remember what it was. I'll say Alien Romulus right now.
No, there was definitely a movie that you saw that you liked more.
No, honestly, I'm gonna go The Fall Guy.
Very good choice.
In terms of enjoyment,
It's funny, it's entertaining, but
I'm not. Alien Romulus clears that by a mile.
I know, but you should have seen. Yeah, whatever. You should have seen Kneecap.
I agree. I should have seen Kneecap, but I didn't see it, so I can't put that as my favorite that I've seen.
I love Ryan Gosling.
This is the one that I wanted to ask you. If you could act in any cinematic universe, what would it be?
Star Wars.
Okay.
And be a villain.
What?
And be a villain.
A villain. Okay.
I mean, okay. I just want to be a villain because
this
there's
is
so
taking
much more
into
badass.
account that you don't have but you're.
Like, I can do it right now.
Like yeah. So like
I
can
could
practice obviously.
Yeah,
you get the role. You're gonna.
I think I could be I would love to act.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just would love to do it. I just have no experience, so I feel like it's too hard to get into it.
Right.
But any kind of villain, I think I could do, or any kind of like insane character.
Would you rather be an actor or a voice actor?
Actor.
Okay, I'm honestly gonna say.
You get paid way more as an
yes,
actor.
I know, but like in terms of how good I can do it, I can be a better
I think I'd be
voice
better.
actor.
I think I'd be a better voice actor.
Okay,
I think I'd be a really good voice actor.
But yes, I understand what you're saying. Pay and probably
fame, notoriety.
Yeah. So,
I think I'd actually be really good at being a voice actor. I can do impressions pretty well.
I'm trying to.
I don't want to glaze myself, but
I think I could. I think a lot of people can be a good voice actor when you're playing a general person.
Yeah, I think I could do characters very well though.
Yeah, I can make some weird noises.
Yeah, well.
That's crazy
if we get a
statement. That's crazy what I just said. Let's take that back.
Like that. Once we get a Patreon, we'll just like talk as characters the whole
time. I guess I'm just gonna say Star Wars just because that's my favorite. But I feel like I would want to be a very well-developed character, and you don't get that as much in Star Wars. I feel like they would kill me off immediately.
Or just never make a good character to begin with. Well, that's not true. Like,
well, I mean, that's not up to me. If the writing's bad, the writing's bad.
Yeah, but you're a victim to the writing.
I don't have control over that.
I would just play some kind of villain just because they are so badass, like that. Like, and not and just in Star Wars or Marvel or DC. Just villains are more badass.
I wouldn't want to be in Marvel right now.
But you want to be in Star Wars?
Yeah.
Where in Star Wars? What era or like what time period? I would want to be like that stuff that hasn't been made yet.
Yeah.
That like it just could go either way, good or bad.
I'd want to be Sith Empire or like the old Republic era.
Yeah, that's
so like
that's the main one that comes to mind.
Darth Malgus, like you know, in the clips that they have where there's the guy in the cowboy hat with the two blasters, and he has like a cape or something. It's hard to explain. I don't know the character's name. So just ignore everything I just said.
Okay.
I would want to be a space cowboy in Star Wars during the Old Republic.
Okay.
That's what I aspire to be when I grow up.
Sounds cool.
What do you think is the most overrated Marvel movie? Right now, I'm going to say
Spider-Man 2.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty good.
I was like, which one?
Spider-Man 2. Yeah. Let me think of it.
Right now, I think it's Deadpool and Wolverine, just because of recency bias.
Oh yeah, that's probably. Oh, Guardians 3 too. I like Guardians 3, but it's pretty good.
A little bit, but no, definitely not the most overrated.
I think Deadpool and Wolverine is a very, very good.
Currently.
Answer. Oh my gosh! No Way Home. No Way Home's so overrated. That's just me.
See, I see more people. Like when it first came out, yes, and I'm assuming that's the
and it
same.
is, yeah, it is shifting now. Yes. But I was always
I see
No Way
more
Home
people saying that it's fan service
it's
now.
So freaking fan service.
Than saying that it's a good movie, a great movie.
Yeah.
Right now, I think it's Deadpool and Wolverine just because of the recency. Everyone's still giving it like 10s out of 10s and crap. Like, get out of my face. I'm gonna say Ragnarok.
Also a good pick. Okay. That's the episode. Thank you for watching.